Hey Exiles, welcome back to the channel where we dive into everything Path of Exile. Today we're exploring one of the most iconic classes in the game, the Ranger. With the release of Path of Exile 2, the bow-wielding, high-speed class is getting some amazing updates, and I'm here to break it all down for you. Whether you're brand new or a seasoned veteran, this guide is going to help you get the most out of the Ranger. So let's get started. So the Ranger in Path of Exile 2 is a Dexterity-based class, making it all about speed, precision, and survivability. It starts in the lower right corner of the passive skill tree, so it gives you plenty of access to some fantastic stats like evasion for dodging attacks, critical strike bonuses to boost your damage, attack speed for rapid fire combat, and even flash effectiveness, which can be a huge utility boost. This means the Ranger is perfect for anyone who loves fast-paced range gameplay with plenty of build flexibility. Now let's talk about something brand new in Path of Exile 2, mounts. That's right, the Ranger gets to ride into battle on a Roa. This adds a whole new layer to gameplay. You can attack while being mounted without worrying about movement penalties, giving you a massive mobility advantage in combat. But here's where it gets really cool. There are special skills designed just for mounts. For example, Escape Shot lets you fire arrows while jumping backwards off your mount, repositioning you to safety. Plus, your Roa doesn't just disappear when you dismount, it'll fight alongside you, attacking enemies as kind of a combat companion. How cool is that? You're going to want to be careful though. If you take a stunning hit while mounted, you'll be knocked off and left vulnerable for a moment. It's all about knowing when to ride and when to dismount. Alright, going over the skills, this is where things get very exciting. The Ranger has access to some classic Path of Exile skills as well as some shiny new ones. Let's start with the classics. Lightning Arrow is back. It performs chaining bolts of electricity through packs of enemies. Next we have Rain of Arrows. Lets you cover the battlefield with damage and is great for clearing groups. Finally, we have Tornado Shot. It remains a fan favorite for its versatility and its destructive power. I am very hyped to see how this skill looks in Path of Exile 2, as I loved playing it in PoE. So now for the new skills in Path of Exile 2. First we have Poison Burst Arrow. It deals explosive poison damage over time. It's really just ideal for chaos builds. Next we have Lightning Rod. It plants rods that you can chain lightning to, creating devastating AoE effects. So you're going to want to combine this with Lightning Arrow to cause massive damage. Next we have Escape Shot. It's perfect for maintaining mobility while dishing out damage. It's one of my personal favorites is Snipe. This skill lets you charge up a shot for guaranteed critical hits. Combine it with something like Sniper's Mark and you're going to be generating frenzy charges to boost your attack speed and damage. So if you haven't heard yet, support gems are back and better than ever in Path of Exile 2. These gems let you customize your skills for even crazier effects. Here's a few that were great with the Ranger builds. First, we have multiple projectiles. Increases the number of arrows you fire. More arrows mean you're going to be eliminating multiple enemies faster. It's going to help you maintain clearing speed, but this doesn't come without cost. You're going to deal 20% less projectile damage, and it lowers attack and cast speed by 20%. Then we have Chain. It lets your projectiles bounce between enemies. It's perfect for clearing large packs of enemies. Next, you're going to have Shock Proliferation. It spreads shocks to nearby enemies, boosting your elemental damage. So, for example, you could combine Lightning Rod with multiple projectiles to place rods all over the battlefield. Then you can follow up with Lightning Arrow and Chain for massive electrifying AoE damage. It's all about finding the right synergies that fit your playstyle. Next up, let's talk about Ascendancy classes. While Path of Exile 2 hasn't officially revealed the Ranger's Ascendancies yet, we can still look at Path of Exile 1 for some possible hints. I believe we're going to see something similar to Deadeye. If you don't know what Deadeye is, it focuses on projectile damage, making it perfect for bow builds. It's the #1 choice in Path of Exile 1. Whenever I played a Ranger, I always chose Deadeye. They most likely have to bring this back in some way. I could see the community a bit upset if it doesn't make it. Next we have Pathfinder. I really don't know if they might bring this one back since they have been changing Flask all the time with updates, but I could be wrong. But anyways, Pathfinder enhances Flask effectiveness and poison damage. It's great for utility and chaos builds. Then we have the Warden. I really hope we get something entirely new. I would say this one was probably the least played Ascendancy in Path of Exile 1. The Warden focuses on elemental damage and status effects like freezing and shocking enemies. So whether they stick with these themes or surprise us with something new, you're going to have 3 ways to specialize your Ranger and tailor it to your exact playstyle. But I want to wrap this up with some quick tips for when you can play Path of Exile 2 on December 6th. So for beginners, you're going to want to start very simple. Focus on skills like lightning arrow or rain of arrows for easy clearing. Then you're going to grab survivability nodes on the passive tree like evasion and life. Don't worry about complex skill combos right away. Get comfortable with the basics first. You're going to want to learn WASD movement. If you haven't tried this out in other games, this could be very difficult, especially if you don't have a mouse with lots of side buttons. Maybe you want to give Diablo 4 a feel and see how that works. Once you're done learning the basics and get a feel for the game, next you're going to experiment with advanced combos, like chaining lightning rod with sniper's mark or poison skills. Then dive into chaos damage or elemental status builds for a unique playstyle. And of course, plan ahead for your Ascendancy to maximize your endgame potential. There's really not much to say as we're all excited to try this game out and looking forward to making a hands-on guides in the future. So there you have it, a few tips and just a little overview of the class. I just wanted to make a short video about the Ranger. From mounts to powerful new skills, this class is shaping up to be a ton of fun for both beginners and veterans. Whether you're zipping around with lightning fast attacks or melting enemies with poison, the Ranger has something for everyone. If you found this guide helpful, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more Path of Exile content. And hey, let me know in the comments what Ranger skills or builds you're excited to try in Path of Exile 2. I can't wait to hear your ideas. But hey, have a good day, guys.